Welcome to the Gym Owners Business Podcast with Mel Tempest. The Gym Owners Business Podcast is proudly supported and sponsored by Thomas Plummer, MyZone, Creative Fitness Marketing, and All Smiles Creative. The Gym Owners Business Podcast is part of the Gym Owners Business Network, which is the industry's go-to online hub designed to better service the needs of fitness business owners. The Gym Owners Business Network is currently finalising foundation memberships, so if you're a fitness business that would like to gain valuable and extensive exposure to the Australian and global fitness industries, then head to gymownersbusinessnetwork.net to find out more.
Good afternoon, it's Mel Tempest from the Gym Owners Business Podcast, and today I'm speaking to Jared Healy from Belgravia Health. Jared is the General Manager of Programs. Now, one of the roles that Jared has is he oversees the Genesis Health Clubs. And part of progressing in the Genesis Health Clubs was creating a program or a business model called Coaching Zone. And as a club owner, I stumbled across Coaching Zone, obviously through social media. And I saw it set up in the Genesis Clubs as a type of small group training program. But Coaching Zone has really grown over the last 12 months or so. So I decided to get Jared onto the podcast today just to tell me how Coaching Zone originated and now how many they have currently running outside of their Genesis Clubs. Good afternoon, Jared.
Hi, Mel. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show.
You're very welcome. Now, Coaching Zone has really taken off in the Genesis Clubs because I obviously on social media a lot and I see the guys popping up and they're doing some absolutely amazing stuff with your members and your branding is fantastic. So can you just let our listeners know where Coaching Zone originated and then how you've sort of gone out now outside the Genesis Clubs and how you're setting up outside?
Yeah, absolutely, Mel. So Coaching Zone's been running in our health clubs for the past 2.5 years, and it's grown from a beta site to now we have 28 facilities running across Australia, not only inside Genesis Clubs, but in a number of local council and leisure facilities across Australia. And what is really exciting is we have our first standalone Coaching Zone franchise opening in Ferntree Gully in Victoria tomorrow. So it's been really exciting. We've had a huge amount of growth across the past 2.5 years in the program. And I guess a part of that has been a change in the way that consumers are liking to experience their fitness. And we definitely identified that. And with the introduction of group training in our clubs, it not only has helped with retention, delivered a better member experience, but it's also delivered great returns on investment by offering a high-yielding membership for our members to be involved with.
So, Jared, obviously, we both know, because I'm a club owner and you're working in the business every day, small group training or team training, as it's often hashtagged on social media, it's growing and growing. And I think that's because of the community involvement. For some people, coming to the gym every day is the most important part of their day. And it's also a great time for them to socially network with other members working out. Now, what I wanted to ask you was, you obviously had Coaching Zone set up in the clubs. And as you said, tomorrow you're opening up your first standalone franchise model. What are some of the prerequisites for somebody that might be listening at the moment who's not so much involved with Genesis but could be interested in opening up their own Coaching Zone?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess part of where the opportunities come for us to open up Coaching Zone and group training within our health clubs is across the past several years, we've gone from a transition from being a traditional big box operation to moving to a more efficient 24/7 business model, which I'm sure a lot of health clubs out there in the Australian market have gone through that transition in the past several years also. I guess a byproduct of that is that we found we had a significant amount of real estate, generally towards the front end of our health clubs that were occupied by vacant offices. So we found an opportunity where we had space where we were paying rental for, which we weren't, I guess, utilising or using to the best or most effective way that we possibly could, which obviously segued a pathway alongside seeing changes in the fitness industry and the ways that people are looking to train and the growth of group training that we could amalgamate. And we had the areas inside our health clubs to provide those services. So in a number of our health clubs where Coaching Zone's evolved is that we've gone through renovations in the club. We've removed offices were inefficient spaces and being able to create an area for a coaching zone. The prerequisite in terms of a square meterage, we generally work off a minimum footprint of 120 square metres, which we found consistently in most health clubs through disused office spaces that we've easily been able to come up with that space.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting. So now, obviously, one of the most valuable tools that you could have in this type of business model is technology. Now, I know that you guys have MyZone set up in your coaching zones. Do you find that MyZone is helping with your retention?
Oh, absolutely. It's been pivotal. I think one thing that we've experienced along the journey with group training, outside of the community elements and being able to motivate clients, is that I think the way that consumers in the fitness industry are being motivated is changing significantly, and I think technology is playing a significant part of that, and people are really looking for experience. One thing that we've really tried to, utilise and have a point of difference in our Coaching Zone program is to try and find elements such as MyZone to enhance the member experience. So we not only use MyZone to monitor members' effort inside each of our programs, but we also use the software to drive each of the sessions up on the screen, which we find is great in terms of keeping structures to be able to give communication to the members and be able to provide them live feedback at the end of each session.
So anybody that was interested in, say, becoming a Coaching Zone business model who wasn't yet involved with Genesis, obviously you would take them on board and you would take them through training with a program such as MyZone?
Yeah, absolutely, we do. So, and I guess the great thing about the group I work with, the Belgravia Health and Leisure Group, we've been managing and franchising health clubs for over 20 years. So we have all the systems and processes there to help support a potential new partner that was looking to come on board with Coaching Zone. But our entire organisation provides a significant amount of back-end support too to help health club operators operate their business models.
Well, and that's paramount to success. I mean, without systems, without policies, it's very hard these days to run a fitness business industry, I think, and that's great to know that you guys are going to be offering them all the tools and resources to run a successful business. Now, tell me, Jared, what's your projection over the next 12 months with Coaching Zone? How many more business models do you see opening up outside of the Genesis Health Clubs?
Yeah, well, with Ferntree Gully opening tomorrow, that will be 29, and that will be our 6th facility outside of the Genesis Health Club chain. We're currently scheduled for another 11 sites to be opening between now and the end of the year, and we see our projections across the next 12 months that number will be growing to 25. So it's a very busy and very exciting time for us at the moment.
And how many Genesis clubs are there in Australia now?
Yeah, so there's currently 40 Genesis fitness clubs that operate throughout Australia. And they're everywhere from Cairns down through to Brisbane, Coffs Harbour, Newcastle, down through Melbourne and all the way across to Perth. So in nearly all areas of Australia.
So what is it what do you think differentiates Genesis from other franchise chains?
Oh, well, we've been in the Australian market for over 20 years franchising, and one thing that is very valuable and important to us is that we want to be integrated and part of the community. So our community engagement is one of our strengths, and we work really hard with all our businesses, no matter where they are in Australia, to make sure that we integrate and we're part of the community, whether that's sponsoring the local football club, being involved in local school fetes, helping out other business owners and being able to network. That's one thing that we really strive to work towards, regardless of what area we are in Australia.
So with such a strong goal ahead of you with Coaching Zone, do you think that you'll be opening up more Genesis Health Clubs?
Oh, look, at this point in time, Mel, we believe that we've nearly retrofitted Coaching Zone into our health clubs in the Genesis network where the model works. What we are finding now that the business model is moving beyond the four walls of our current fitness clubs. So we see this model moving forward being predominantly as a standalone proposition or being able to help out other potential business owners all across Australia.
All right, that sounds amazing. I mean, I think Coaching Zone is a fantastic business model, and I would love for personal trainers that maybe thinking of stepping out on their own to perhaps get in touch with Jared or the team at Belgravia Health. Now, before we finish up our coffee podcast today, Jared, there's a great opportunity here for you to thank those that have been involved in setting up Coaching Zone. So would you like to take a moment there to give them a thank you on our podcast?
I think there's a significant amount of people who have helped. I guess internally in our network, we have a fitness team that helps support, not only roll out our coaching zones, but help to support them across the network, and they play a significant part in that. We also have a number of our partners who are operating coaching zones, and it's been fantastic to work with them and to continue to work with them in the future. And then also our external partners as well. So I think you mentioned before MyZone, who probably are most prevalent, and NovoFit, who are our equipment supplier. They have been fantastic, and we look forward to continuing to work with them in the future.
Sounds fantastic. Jared, I know that you've got a busy day ahead of you, and you've got a massive opening tomorrow at Coaching Zone at in Ferntree Gully. If you're listening to the podcast now, people, please do jump on to Facebook. Have a look at the Coaching Zone clubs. They are quite inspirational. The guys have done a fantastic job. Jared, where do we get in touch with you if we want to seek out more information about Coaching Zone?
Yeah, so if you want to seek out more information about Coaching Zone, you can head to our website, www.coachingzone.com.au, or you can contact myself personally, either at ghealy@belgraviahealth.com.au, or contact me direct on my mobile 0402 10 11 11.
That's absolutely fantastic. I will also drop Jared's details into the bottom of the podcast. Again, thank you very much for joining us on the Gym Owners Business Podcast today. Good luck with the Ferntree Gully tomorrow, and I'll be chatting to you real soon, Jared.
All right, thanks, Mel.
You're very welcome.